straight punches, your jab and your cross are your longest punches. It's the most efficient way for you to get to your target if you're not being close range with your target. I already did a video about the jab. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. I'll post the link down in the description. This video is gonna be about the cross, which is your dominant side and your power side, straight punch. Make sure you stick around with me till the end of the video because I'm gonna cover everything from the very basics when it comes to the cross to the most common mistakes. And I will give you some tips that will help you maximize your speed and power when you're throwing your cross. All right, so here you are in your boxing stance, right? Elbows in, hands up, nice and balanced. So your right hand is gonna travel straight down the imaginary pipe. Few things to think about. Full extension of the arm, knuckles rotate into it. So if you were to land your bare knuckles on the target, it would be these two knuckles, your index and middle finger knuckles, right? Non-punching hand up, right? So again, here you are in your boxing stance, hands up, elbows in, all the way out. Your shoulder replaces your hand. Number one rule of boxing is protect yourself at all times. Your hand protect the face, your elbows protect the body. So when your hand is not protecting your face, make sure your shoulder does, right? Your chin is down, so your chin is protected by the shoulder, right? So if I go this way, boom, my shoulder replaces my hand. Very important. Another thing is hip and shoulder rotation. The moment when you're in your boxing stance, your body's a little bit sideways because you don't want to be square like this because that opens up a lot of target on your body, right? So you want to hide that target by having your body a little bit sideways. But when you throw your cross, because it's your power hand, because it's your power side, to maximize your power, you gotta get all that hip and shoulder rotation into it to get that weight transfer a little bit to your front foot. So your hips and shoulders rotate and you're gonna end up square to your target for a moment there, right? So full extension, knuckle rotation, so you land with index and middle finger knuckles. Shoulder replaces your hand to protect your chin when your hand doesn't. And then you come back the same way, straight down the pipe, and then you pull your hand out of the pipe. When your back heel comes off the floor when you throw the punch, when your hand comes back to your chin, your back heel can come back to the floor. Stay loose, stay balanced, exhale, right? Also another tip, to breathe correctly with any punch, you breathe out the moment you throw it. All right, so now I'm gonna give you some tips that will help you maximize your speed and power when you're throwing your cross. And I will also give you some common mistakes to make sure you avoid those and not make those common mistakes. So one of the tips that I'm gonna give you is make sure you never push. Make sure you never try to push with your cross, right? Some people think that pushing with your punches does more damage, but it actually doesn't. So what you want to think about is snapping your punch, shooting, and like Muhammad Ali said, sting like a bee, right? One thing you want to think about is how can I get my punch, land on the target, and come back to my face the fastest way possible. So think about bringing your hand back to your face as fast as possible. Next tip that will help you maximize your power would be full extension of the arm. I made this same example in the jab video, but jab and cross are straight punches. So if you visualize a pencil, right, how is it harder to break a pencil? Crush it like this from both sides, pressing from both sides, or snap it in the middle. It is obviously easier to break the pencil when you try to snap it in the middle. Same thing when it comes to your arm. When your arm is not fully extended, your punch, if I land my punch like this, it's not gonna be as strong. But if my arm is fully extended, the moment of the impact, it's gonna be way stronger. Regardless of my muscular strength, my punch will be more powerful if the moment I connected my fist to the target, my arm is gonna be fully extended. So my next tip is fully extend your arm. Next tip is proper breathing. This is an obvious one. You have to breathe correctly. And how do you breathe correctly? You exhale the moment you throw a punch. Think about this as well. To throw a fast punch, you have to breathe out fast. That's why you see boxers breathe like this, right? Again, I made the same example in the video about the jab, but I'm gonna say it again. Try to throw any punch, cross or hook, or doesn't matter what it is. Try to throw a fast punch while breathing out slowly like this. I bet you if you try to do it right now, you won't be able to do it. To throw a fast punch, you gotta breathe out fast, sharp through your teeth. If you breathe slowly, you will punch slowly. So breathe out fast the moment you throw your punch. All right, so now I want to tell you about a couple of common mistakes that are being made when people learn to throw across. One of the things that a lot of people tend to do is bringing their elbows out. Make sure you avoid that. That's called chicken wings in boxing. So you want to keep your elbows in. Why? Is because, again, like I already said earlier, your hands protect the face, your elbows protect the body. When your elbows go out like this, you expose your body, and that's obviously a mistake in boxing. Next common mistake would be dropping the non-punching hand. So I see this very often as well, right? People throw their cross or whatever the punch is, but right now we're talking about the cross. So if you throw a cross and your left hand drops, that's a big mistake. So make sure you're touching your cheek. I always tell the people that I work with, whoever I'm coaching and teaching, the good way to remember when your mind doesn't remember it, your body will, right? Get used to the physical sensation of the glove touching your cheek. If you get used to that, that will help you eliminate that common mistake of dropping hand. Next common mistake I want to talk about is leaning. You never want to lean into your punches. The weight transfer always happens by proper rotation of your hips and shoulders. So in the cross, when I throw my punch, I fully extend my arm and my hips and shoulders rotate into it. Like I said earlier, I end up square to my target for a moment there, and the back heel comes off the floor, right? And my shoelaces face straight forward on there as well. The moment I connect the punch to the target, my shoelaces face straight forward, because when I'm just in my boxing stance, my body's sideways, my toes are pointed sideways, but when I throw that punch, my shoelaces face straight forward, my hips and shoulders are square to my target. And the last common mistake that I want to mention is, it's called drawing your punch or telegraphing your punch. So it looks something like this. So it's any kind of setup that you do before actually throwing your punch. So for some people it's dropping their hand and then throwing. For some people do like a circular motion and then throwing. Some people kind of lean back or swing back and then throwing. You want to avoid all of that. Think about going from point A to point B, which is your target. So if my target is a heavy bag right here, my hand is by my face, I'm right here nice and loose and relaxed. My punch travels from my face straight down that pipe to my target. I connect and I bring right back. There's not any preparatory movement. If you do any of that, that telegraphs your punch and you become predictable. And predictable is the last thing you want to be in boxing. Thank you very much for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, please leave me a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos about boxing, health, and fitness. I'll see you soon.